It's been a while since I've done one of these movie reviews. The last one was probably Joker 2, all the way back in, what was it, October, November? I don't even remember. But now we're back and it's time to review the first movie of 2025. Let's talk about Wolfman. Now before I continue with the video, if you like anime or movie content, please consider liking this video and subscribing to the channel. Anyway, back to the video. So yeah, if you've seen my year in movies for 2024, you see that horror had a pretty good section in that video because I'm not that big on horror. I enjoy good horror and good thrillers, but last year had a few good horror/thriller movies, and again, this being January, and normally those sort of movies get released around this time, but the quality of those movies during this time tend to be not that good, like actually bad. And that's because January doesn't have any big blockbuster releases, so these small movies get their time to shine, although as I mentioned, the quality can be a bit off. So Wolfman is another go at the Wolfman story. Previously we had the Wolfman almost a decade or more than a decade back. I didn't really see that one, but this one is directed by Leigh Whannell. Leigh Whannell being the guy who directed the latest The Invisible Man movie. And it seems like after the death of their Dark Universe, Universal has decided to hand over their best known IPs to this director, given the success that The Invisible Man had. Although this is not an attempt, as far as I know, to revive this Dark Universe, because these movies are definitely standalone. Now just to caveat this review, I missed about the first 10 to 15 minutes of this movie, but throughout watching the entire movie, you don't really need that 10 to 15 minutes. You can still enjoy the rest of the movie if you enter the cinema late. So this latest Wolfman movie follows a family, a husband, a wife, and their daughter, and the relationship between the husband and wife is on the rocks, and the mother doesn't really have a good relationship with their daughter. So the husband's father passes away, so they decide to go to the father's farm in Oregon in order as a bonding exercise, but also to kind of clear out the house now that he's no longer around. And on their way there, it's taking place in the mountain forests of Oregon, and they are attacked by a strange creature. Now from the title of this movie, you already know that that strange creature is a wolfman, but where the movie really gets interesting is that in addition to this other wolfman that's hunting them, the father gets scratched or bitten and basically infected with the lichen virus. So this movie follows the family as they try to survive in the husband's father's farm while there is a wolfman prowling on the outside, and as well the husband is slowly transforming into a wolfman himself. And that's what I really enjoyed about this movie, is that it gives you a look into the person that is becoming this werewolf. It shows how they start to lose their perception of the world, how their perception of the world changes as they gain the greater senses of a werewolf. They are bombarded with the stimulus, and it becomes harder and harder for them to understand human speech, and they think they're speaking normally, but they're just grunting. And now you have two dangers to this mother and daughter. One is the husband who is slowly turning into a werewolf, and then the werewolf that is outside that is hunting them. So what I like about this movie is that it has what every good thriller/horror needs, and is that sense of tension, because we have the dramatic irony where we know that the husband is turning into a monster, but to his wife and daughter, he's just sick and they're trying to cure him, and then they have another monster outside that's hunting them, and they don't know how much danger they're in inside the house itself. And the whole duration of the film takes place across one night. It's confined, it's claustrophobic. You have this danger of the husband turning into a werewolf. You have to try and survive from the werewolf outside. It really draws you in. And also this movie doesn't resort to cheap jump scares as far as I can remember. And I think that's what Leigh Whannell is really good at, is sort of using tension to keep you on the edge of your seat. Because in his previous movie, The Invisible Man, it was more of a psychological thriller before it was revealed that there was actually an invisible man. And here it's kind of the same, but it's more that claustrophobic feeling you get when you are trapped with the murderer, sort of. Also, this movie is kind of a slow burn because we are following this family's attempt to survive while following the husband's transformation into a werewolf, into the Wolfman. And it takes its time to get there. He's not immediately Wolfman. You don't even see the Wolfmen in their full sort of glory until halfway, almost to the end of this movie. As for the acting in this movie, I think it's pretty good. Props to Christopher Abbott, who plays the husband who's slowly turning into the werewolf. I feel like a lot of the weight, the emotional weight, kind of lies on his shoulders, whereas there's also Julia Garner, who plays his wife. I think she does a great job too, but a lot of the emotional weight and a lot of the weight of the movie itself rests on Christopher Abbott's shoulders, and I think he does a great job. So yeah, for a January movie, this Wolfman movie is a pretty good time. It gives you the suspense and the tension that you're looking for in a horror and thriller. The acting's pretty good, the story is pretty gripping, and if you're looking for something to watch over the weekend, I would recommend this. I give Wolfman a 6.5 out of 10. So yeah, we have a new year in movies. Have you watched this Wolfman movie? What do you think about it? Or what are you looking forward to watching this year? Let me know in the comments below. Anyway, that's it from me, and I'll see you in the next video.